So today I'm here in National Memorial Arboretum. A lot of people comes here to pay respect to all those fallen soldiers. So I saw a lot of Nepalese names, the Gurkha names, who has lost their life during different conflict, such as Borneo, Falkland, World War I, World War II, and so many. They have given nearly 200 years of loyal service to Her Majesty, to the British Empire.
During my time I had one sunshine tour attached to Gurkha Transport Regiment in Kowloon, Chim Sachoi, Hong Kong. Very enjoyable time with the Gurkhas. Very, very friendly people. Really enjoyed the social life, religious or traditional events. I used to think Dashera was a brilliant event every year, and I know how many of my Gurkha friends look forward to it. I certainly look forward to it. Loyalty, absolute loyalty, and they have it in abundance. I could trust in Gurkha no more. Yes, I said that with no hesitation. And indeed an integral part.
So how the Gurkhas started then? There's a history when Britain went to India and took over India, and there was a British East India Company and they wanted to take Nepal as well. So during the Anglo War in 1814, there was a big war and British were so impressed with the bravery of the Nepalese soldiers, the Gurkha army. They wanted to enlist their enemies as their allies. So they started enlisting them since then. So Nepal was the country that was never conquered. So Gurkha selection itself is very hard. So when I joined the Gurkhas, there was like 35,000 candidates amongst the country and only 230 people got selected. So that is less than 2% chance. What we had to do is we had to put the dead weight, the gravel weight inside the bamboo basket and run uphill around 5 kilometers as fast as possible within that certain given time. And if you can't complete that race within time, you are disqualified. Basically, you are not going to pass that particular test. And that's not the only test. There's like running, there's a mental test, there's an IQ, there's a health test. There's so many tests you have to pass in order to get into the elite member of British Army. And after you pass the selection, come to Catterick and do the infantry training 9 months. So they are also famous for their famous knife. It's called kukri, and that's their secondary weapon. So if their rifle doesn't work, and they will use that kukri in order to kill the enemy during the war zone.
And I'm here today to take in this wonderful arboretum and to remember my dad, who served in the South Staffordshire Regiment, that was very proud to have done anything with the Gurkha Regiment because they were so brave.
Our fathers served together during the war. Well, my father was presented with a Gurkha knife, but I've had it for 40 years and I'm very proud to own it.
Great.
And I'm going to pass it on to my son, who in turn I hope will be very proud of it.
Your reputation within the armed forces, amazing. I've never heard a bad word said about the Gurkhas, always.
Always at the front, and that's
the most military medals, I think.
Yes.
Bravery medals.
You're a member of a very proud race of people, and you should be proud.
We're proud of you.
We're proud of you.
So they are always popular for their loyalty, pride, and the bravery. But one thing it disheartened me is every time I go and speak with the young generations, not that many people knows about them.
I think it's disgusting. I think
I'm
they should
saddened.
be I think they should be taught in schools.
So our eldest grandchildren know, but our younger ones don't know as much, and that is very sad, very sad.
They're not taught in schools the sacrifice people have given.
Now, after speaking to you, make sure my younger generations of grandchildren know as well, because I do think it's important.
I do. They need to be brought to life. These people actually gave you your freedom, and they don't seem to realise it's things they take for granted. That obviously we were born not long after the war, so we didn't take anything for granted. We knew what sacrifice the Gurkhas, all the soldiers, the RAF, Navy, they all made, and it just seems to be filtered away. They don't seem to tell them anything anymore.
History says we have got that strong relationship with Nepal and Britain, like more than 200 years of that loyal service. I think all those people who served and fell on, who sacrificed their life in order to protect this country, I think that needs to be remembered, at least needs to be recognized. So what I think, maybe putting a little bit of information about the Gurkhas and their history in the school that can educate them, get a little bit more information about them. I think it's a respect to those people who have served for this country and who has died for this country.